I had two lucid dreams over the weekend. The first one happened Saturday. I was taking a nap and had a lucid dream. And the other one happened last night at around 3 a.m. And I'm going to tell you about them. So the first one, uh, I was taking a nap. Um, I was taking a nap and I had the lights on. And I think having the lights on makes me be not as lucid as I could be. Um, but anyways, so it started out that dream on Saturday where started out with a false awakening. I thought I had woken up, and I was really groggy and sluggish, and I had some scrapes on my knees, and I went to the bathroom and I started spewing out Pepto Bismol, the pink stuff, like just vomiting it out, but very smoothly, not like in bursts, kind of just like, bleh. It was weird. Um, and so I was thinking that I had too much Pepto Bismol last night. And then I went back to my room, and as I grabbed the doorknob to my room, I realized that it was a dream. I don't know why I realized that, but I did. And but then the dream changed, and I forgot that it was a dream again. Uh, and then it became a dream where I was Tony Stark, and I was in his house, Tony Stark's house, because I was Tony Stark, right? It was in his point of view. And he was gonna be under arrest, and he was gonna go to prison, but the government was offering him a deal to uh, build them a certain machine that they wanted, and in exchange, he'll just be under house arrest, and he won't have to go to prison. And so I took the deal, uh, thinking that I was gonna also, use the machine in the mission that they needed the machine for. But then this other army dude, uh, he was like, actually, I'll be doing this mission, and you'll be here at home. And I was like, shit. But then I realized it was a dream again. Um, and so what I did was I decided to just leave, right? So I just ran. Pepper was there too. So I grabbed Pepper's hand and we ran like in no specific direction. We just ran that way towards the wall. But as we approached the wall, the scenery changed, and we were no longer in a building. We were now on the planet Tatooine from Star Wars, which is like a desert planet. And so I'm just running with Pepper, lucidly, and there's this cliff in front of us, like in our way. But since I know it's a dream, I just like jump, and it's like I have the force now, and so like I just jump all the way to the top of the cliff, and with Pepper's hand in my hand, so I brought her along too. So we were both jumping, uh, and so we land on the top of the cliff, and there are Lego enemies, as if it's now Lego Star Wars. And so I get out a blue lightsaber, from like I don't know where, and I start deflecting shots that they're shooting at me and like killing them and stuff. So it's pretty fun. I'm like, this is a pretty cool dream. And then after a while of doing that, just running in that direction and killing Lego things, I get to my kitchen. So now I'm in my kitchen, and Pepper is gone, so it's just me now. And this door opens, one of those doors that it just opens upward, and a thing came out, and it didn't look to me like anything. It was just like a random box, and I didn't know it was in it. So I got my lightsaber out and I started slashing at it, right? But it had HP, so it was as if it was, like an enemy character in a video game. So I got out my lightsaber, but this time my lightsaber was red, and So I'm slashing it and stuff, and I get rid of most of its HP, and then I decide to finish the rest of it off with just my hands. So I drop the lightsaber like I'm dropping a mic, and I start punching it, but my punches aren't doing any damage, and there was a thing as if like there was a space where like you know how when you're fighting a person they have a chin, so oh shit, they have a chin, so when you do an uppercut like it gets them on the chin. Well, this box machine thing had a kind of a space where I could do that. Like it wasn't a chin, but it had a space where I could do uppercuts. And so I was doing uppercuts, but it wasn't doing any damage. It would just make it float up a little bit. And so, it was getting a little bit higher. And so I decided to just finish it off with my lightsaber. So my lightsaber is on the ground, and I try to use the force to bring it to my hand. And it doesn't work at first, but I try it again, and it starts moving slowly towards me. But then the box thing comes alive, and it starts like winding up its arms like to attack me, right? Um, and so I forget about the lightsaber, and I just go to kick it in the face, right? Like a Sparta kick, if you will. And so I ended up not being able to get the lightsaber over to my hand, which would have been cool. But it was gonna work, but I got distracted. Anyways, that's the end of that dream. At that point, my mom called me on my phone to wake me up because she doesn't like it when I nap. Uh, the next lucid dream I had last night, it started where I was in my TV room watching the TV, watching a movie about a grandma, and this kid is with the grandma, and the grandma is really sick, or she has like Alzheimer's or something, and so she's not really like aware. Um, and so the kid is giving her medicine, and she's talking, and it sounds like she's talking to him, and he thinks she is, but then he looks at his eyes. I mean, he looks at her eyes, and her eyes are really blank, and they're just staring off into space, and her face is very gray with no color, and so he figures she's not actually aware that I'm here. He figures that she's just hallucinating because of the drugs that he's giving her because she's sick, right? Um, and then it goes to the point of view of the grandma. So now I know what the grandma is thinking, and the grandma is thinking, um, what if I'm just hallucinating? She thinks, what if this kid is not even here? What if I'm not even sitting down on this chair right now? And then the boy disappears, and now she's no longer sitting on the chair that she was sitting on. Now she's laying down on the bed, and that kind of freaks me out. And so I leave the room, and I get to the kitchen, and I do a reality check there, and I realize that I'm in a dream, and so I'm like, cool. But the TV had still freaked me out, and now my vision is kind of it's going like that, and like everything's not steady. And so I walk to the TV room, and I just stand there and I breathe slowly, and I calm myself down, and I get everything to settle down. So now everything's no longer waving. It's now like it slowed down the waving, and now everything is just flat, like normal vision. And so everything around is normal now. I'm in the TV room, and I'm in a lucid dream, and I'm like, all right. And so I forgot that I wanted to manifest something the next time I was in a lucid dream, so I didn't do that. But I wanted to fly, so I got the keys to my back door, um, and as I was looking out the back door before I opened it, I saw that it was nighttime outside. But when I put the key in the door and unlocked the door, uh, the sky became as if it was early morning and the sun was coming up. And then I opened the door, and there's this kind of creepy miniature person, like an elf, but it's a very creepy elf, and it's trying to get in the house. And so I like I grab it and I push it out, but it keeps trying to get in. And I decide to just let it get in because it's just a dream, anyways. Uh, and so I just fly out like I was going to. And as I'm floating up into the air, I hear the little elf thing. I guess it's more like a goblin because an elf kind of implies like a cute little Santa's helper, but a goblin is just a small, uh, humanoid, creepy creature. So it was a goblin, and as I'm floating up out the door, I hear his footsteps running after me to watch me fly away. And so I kind of turn in the air, and so now I'm looking down at the doorway, and he's standing in the doorway, and I'm like, ugh, it was creepy. But so then I turned back around, flew away, and so I was flying over my backyard. But when I got across the gate, and so now I'm out of my backyard, I kind of start falling a little bit and losing control of the flight. But then I am able to gain control and I'm able to steady myself. And so now I'm flying straight, and I look around, and the sun is up. Now it's daytime, as if like it's not even morning now. Now the sun is super bright, and instead of it being like the town where I am, it looks more now like a town in Dragon Ball Z, where there's a few streets and there's cars and buildings, but like there's a lot of green and just like bright green grass and hills and stuff, and it just looks really bright. The sky is bright, so it looked cool. I was like, damn, this is pretty. And so I'm flying straight, looking around at the scene, and to my right, a double decker bus comes up, and so now the the top floor of the double decker bus is now like aligned with me, and I can see a girl looking back at me. She's sitting in the bus and looking out the window at me, and I was afraid that she was gonna turn into something freaky like the little goblin. And so I was kind of freaked out, like and apprehensive, waiting for it to turn into something weird, but it never did. The girl was just looking at me like, "Why are you looking at me like that?" Because she saw that I was freaked out. I mean, she should have been freaked out that a dude was flying, but it was a dream. Anyways, so so I ignore that. I ignore the girl in the bus and I continue flying. And so I'm just flying and looking around, enjoying the flight. And then I see like a bus station, and the double decker bus comes into that station, and the girl and her friend get off the bus, and they see me flying again, and yeah, and so I fly past them again, and now I am at um like the bus station is here, and I'm here, and the both the bus station and me are now like on a coast, and so there's ocean to my right, and to my left is the green hills and the roads, and the ocean looked really nice too. It was like a real nice blue. Uh, like the weather wasn't stormy; it was still sunny, so it was good. And this road that was just on the coast, between the hills and the river, or no, the hills and the ocean. This road was doing a loop, like as if it was a roller coaster. So it's like that, like a normal road, and then it does a thing like that, and it continues like that. Well, kind of like that. So like there's this whole space, you know what I'm saying? And I fly in between that space. Um, and I decide to fly faster, just for fun. So I fly faster, and now I can kind of feel the wind blowing, faster uh, past me, and then I kind of lose focus, and my attention goes to the girl that I saw getting off at the bus station, and she was talking to her friend, and she was saying, "Hey, look, it's the dude," and her friend was saying, "Forget about him. You don't even know if like you'll even like him." And she thinks I know a way to find out, and she's thinking about finding out if I like cats because she likes cats, and she has a fluffy orange one, not like Garfield, but more like the one that Hermione has in The Prisoner of Azkaban. I just saw that movie over the weekend also, so I guess that's why that came out in my dream. But yeah, so I'm kind of losing focus now, and for a second, it becomes a normal dream uh, about a girl on a Ferris wheel, um, and she's making a video like on a camera on the Ferris wheel about her new glasses that she just got fitted for new glasses, and she was showing them to the camera. But then I remembered that this is a dream, and I can still do whatever I want. As opposed to the first lucid dream log that I made. Um, I just completely forgot that it was a dream, and it just became a normal dream from then on. But in this dream that I had last night, I realized that I was losing focus, and so I regained my focus, and I remembered that it was a dream, and that was very exciting for me because it was the first time that I regained my focus and was able to continue the dream. But I was so excited about that I woke up, and so yeah, that's it. I woke up from there. But yeah, when I woke up, I noticed that I was laying on my back. And so I think on Saturday also, I know that I fell asleep on my back. And then after my mom woke me up, I think I went back to sleep, but not on my back. But I think I was on my back when I was having the lucid dream. And so I think that guy was right that it helps to lay on your back. So I guess I'll keep trying that. I didn't even try it last night. It just kind of happened. But I will start trying that. And that's it. I have been practicing focusing and keeping my focus and regaining my focus. Um, you know, through meditation and stuff. And so I think that's why I was able to regain my focus in that last lucid dream. And also, I got a haircut. I feel like I should address it. I feel like I shouldn't just ignore it. I got a haircut. So there you go. I addressed it. Anyways, that's it. Peace out. Crap, where's it? Here it is.